Hi friends, I'm Sarah, a multi-passionate maker. Today's video is going to be all about how to hold your yarn while you crochet. I'm going to give you some tips that work for me and hopefully they work for you. This video is part of my Crochet for Beginners series where I walk you through in bite-sized doses of how to get started or just how to pick up crochet after it's been a while. So those of you who are new, welcome in, and those of you who are returning, welcome back. Let's get started.
All right, the first method is going to be the knife. Think about how you hold your knife. For me, I hold it kind of in this manner. So I've got my thumb and my index finger on each side, supporting it with the palm of my hand, cutting this way. So I'm going to pick up my hook in very much the same manner. And remember, each hook has a thumb rest, so that's where you're going to be focusing on. This is the method I tend to go with. I always have my thumb on the thumb rest in line with the hook. And then it rests in the palm of my hand. And then I usually have my index finger supporting it, pinching on the other side. With the basic hook, you're gonna do basically the same thing. So I'm gonna kind of pinch it there, and then it rests in my hand. This will be how I hold it. Sometimes it will turn, use my wrist a little bit. And then if I'm using more of a ergonomical hook, I'm going to just make sure my thumb is in line with the hook because I'm going to be kneading that. The second is your pencil method. So when you hold your pencil, usually it's your thumb and your index finger, top and bottom, with your middle finger kind of supporting it. So you're gonna hold your crochet hook very similar. Make sure your thumb and index finger are kind of gripping it the same way. This way, it's more, again, thumb with the hook side. And then instead of the knife where it's this way, it's now going to be this way. So now your hook is resting on top of that little area between your thumb and pointer. They're closer together, right? So you've kind of got a 3-point area where you're going. So those are the two ways to hold that hook. Now again, those are just two ways. There's other ways, I'm sure, that feel a little bit more comfortable to you, and you'll want to make sure that when you're doing it, it is comfortable to you. So I have always just gone with the knife hold. It just feels better in my hand, but you'll want to experiment with the different ways to see what works best for you. All right, now let's talk about holding the yarn. So you're gonna wanna make a slip knot, and if you don't know how to do that, go back to my previous video. I'll have it linked below on how to make a slip knot. So I'm gonna demonstrate what works best for me. This might not work for you. Some of my students that I've tried to teach in the past find it a little bit harder with their hands who are a little bit smaller. You might have arthritis or things like that that might hinder you from doing it this way. So you need to find what works best for you. So this is what works for me. I am right-handed, so if you're left-handed, you'll need to make adjustments. I'm going to be holding my hook with the slip knot in my right hand, and I'm going to be holding my working yarn with my left hand. I'm going to start with my left hand palm facing towards me. I'm going to have my working yarn behind. I'm going to wrap my pinky loosely. I'm going to go across my palm. I'm going to then wrap at the tip of my index finger, and then I'm going to take my middle finger and my thumb, and I'm going to grab the knot of my slip knot. Now you'll notice that now my pinky and my ring finger have curled down to kind of keep hold of that yarn. My pointer is holding this yarn as tension. Now, if I notice that it's really, really loose, I might re-wrap. Again, loose on the pinky. I might wrap a little bit smaller so that my tension is tighter, okay? So it's fairly loose. You can kind of see it's pretty loose around my pinky, but then it's pretty tight here where I need the tension. And then I'm holding my hook in my right hand, and then you'll be able to go. Now it's important to be able to move your pointer up and down, because this is going to again create that tension piece of when you need it to be hooked versus when you want it to be pulled through. So you're going to be having that motion a lot of your pointer going through. All right, so our next step is learning how to do that chain. But I want you to play, try different methods, see what works best for you. Remember, crochet can be tricky, so make sure you are patient with yourself while you are learning. Pause, rewind, and rewatch the video as many times as you need to until you feel comfortable and confident with the stitches. If you found this video helpful, make sure you comment down below. Ask any questions if you need to. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Also, follow me on Instagram and TikTok for those quick crochet tips as well as behind the scenes fun. Until next time, happy crocheting!